My name is Alexis Killinger, and this is my language literacy acquisition synthesis. The whole point of the terms that we're about to review is helping children to become better writers. The first part of this is balanced literacy. In balanced literacy, there's interactive writing. This process involves a sharing of the writing responsibilities between both teacher and student. The teacher will write some, followed by the student trying out their own writing. For example, a student and teacher are sharing the pen about writing a summary of the story they have just read. The teacher will write the majority of the filler writing, while the students write at points of high instructional value to the piece. Next, we have shared writing. Shared writing is similar to interactive writing, but the difference is that in this method, the teacher acts as a sole scribe, while the students contribute the ideas or words for the teacher to write. The difference in these teaching writing methods is just who holds a pen during writing. Lastly, we have independent writing. During independent writing, students produce their own original writing pieces, pulling on their knowledge of writing skills shown during guided practice and teacher modeling. This is a time for students to work on developing their writing on their own without the influence or guidance from the instructor. Next, we have the writing workshop model. The first part of this model is the mini lesson and introduction. Teachers will begin the writer's workshop with a skill-based mini lesson. These mini lessons are determined by the student's needs or a specific skill set that you want your students to be able to exemplify in their own writing. For example, if the students are nearing the end of their writing process, give a mini lesson on publishing so the students will know how to finalize their pieces as they approach that step. Mini lessons or skill introductions can be introduced in a variety of ways such as mentor text, anchor charts, shared writing, and more. Next, we have writing time. Since a writer's workshop follows the pattern, I do, we do, you do, what comes next is writing time for the students. Students take what they have learned in their mini lessons and apply it to their own individual writing pieces. During this time, the teacher can choose to conference with their students. Finally, we have share time. This is the final stage in the writer's workshop. This stage is arguably the most important step for the students. Kids want and need to share and receive feedback and praise for all their hard work. This can be done in either small groups, pairs, or whole group setting. For example, some classrooms have a share chair where students can get in front of their peers and their instructor and share out some of their writing. This is super important to building children's self-image as a writer and to build confidence in their writing abilities. Next, we have the writing process, the first stage being rehearsing and pre-writing. The first thing to do in beginning the writing process is to generate ideas of what to write about. This brainstorming can be clustering, mapping, listing, timelines, or responses to literature. This leads to drafting. In the drafting step, students begin to actually put their words onto paper. Students should write whatever comes to mind, be encouraged not to erase their work, and take chances on their writing. In this step, conventions and revisions should not even be thought of. The main focus should just be getting their writing down on the paper. This leads to revising. In revising, the student is starting to change their writing that they put down during the drafting stage. This entails deleting what you don't need, adding what you do need, reorganizing what may be confusing, rewording sentences and phrases, or strengthening the piece overall. Next, we have editing. This is where the students will make changes to grammar, usage, punctuation, and spelling. Where this differs from revising is that editing focuses on the nitpicky little things about language and technicalities rather than the content. You scan your language for accuracy throughout the writing piece. For example, in revising, you would add more to a sentence to make it more specific and more detailed, but in editing, you would go back and correct misspelled words and grammar throughout the sentence. This leads to sharing. Students in this step will share with others and give positive and specific responses to peers' writing. This is where they share their writing one last time before they publish. Finally, we have publishing. This is the final stage that wraps up the writing process. Legibility, neatness, artwork, and penmanship play a huge factor. The more authentic opportunities that students have to publish their work, the more motivated that they will be to develop and refine their ideas. Publishing encourages feelings of success and accomplishment within your students. Finally, we have the 6 traits of writing. The first trait being ideas. This is where the writer will elaborate effectively on a single topic to convey a clear message to the readers. Ideas are the content of a piece of writing. It helps the writer and the reader remain focused on one single idea. Next, we have organization. This is where the student aligns their ideas in a logical order, including have a beginning to a middle to an end in their writing pieces. It helps the reader follow a logical flow in the writing. Next, we have voice. This is when the writer adds feeling, attitude, or emotion into their writing piece. The writer's personality comes out. It becomes obvious that the writer is engaged with the topic and adds individuality to the writing. Next, we have word choice. Students will intentionally place words in writing in a way that meaningfully adds to the writing overall. Word choice gives clarity, evokes feelings, moods, and creates a vivid picture in the reader's head. For example, when working with my first grader this semester, we picked out spicy words to add to their story to help add more emotion in their story. Next, we have sentence fluency. This improves the readability of a piece and makes sure the writing has complete thoughts and sentence variety. It is the rhythm or flow of the piece. And finally, there's conventions. In this last trait, conventions are all a part of the editing process. This involves spelling, indentations, punctuation, grammar, capitalization, and paragraphing. When conventions are used correctly, readers can easily follow the text and gain meaning from what they are reading. When all of these are used effectively in combination, they help children to become better writers.